day.
Who says?
He brings you the world, the stars and the sun.
And the news.
Mike makes your day.
He's gay.
He does what you'd like to and takes you along.
Mike is bi.
Mike makes your day.
Mike sucks cock. Hi, heads. Good morning. Welcome. Monday. And nice to be together on Monday morning. The first thing you do, you tune in, you see me. REDBAR. Shout outs, heads. Hello. Hiya. So last night fucking blew, right? This is what we're doing. We're still doing this stuff where we're entertaining the Oscars. Everywhere you see everybody, the whole light news section this morning has been taken over by foo-foo Oscar moments, okay? You won't believe, Lady Gaga and Madonna have finally buried their feud. They haven't. Bunch of nonsense. When are we going to grow out of this already? You know, this has been one of the worst years for movies in all of time. Okay? And it's only going to get worse. I'm thinking about it a lot as a film school guy. Okay. You know, back when I went to film school, there were very few options of how to release your creativity. Okay? You didn't have the internet like you have today. You had AOL, IM, which was pretty cool. And then you had some really low-grade stuff. We're talking right after 9/11, okay? 2001. I'll never forget. I was driven to film school in Winter Park, Florida, right outside of Orlando by my parents because they had halted all flights in the country because it was just after 9/11. So I was personally affected by the bombers, okay? And I went to film school, and it's just because there weren't all these avenues to do all this stuff. So it got me thinking here today, with all these avenues, with all these places creative people could go, do creative people ever end up in the film industry anymore? Do they sign up for that? Or do they just start playing around at home and doing their own shit? I don't think geniuses are getting in line to be part of that silly industry anymore. And then you've got the diversity. You've got a lot of very mean. And I will say this has nothing to do with me being anti-diversity or anti-black or anti-Chinese. It has to do with me being anti-mean. And I remember there was this show called Project Greenlight on HBO. This thing was like executive produced by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. It's called Project Greenlight, and it's this documentary series on how to make a movie. And I remember watching the last time I ever watched it, maybe it was 3-4 years ago, and you could tell they had replaced all the people that would normally be there with these half-black militant women and militant Asian, half this, half that, and they're really not there to be fun. I mean, they're not the funnest women in town, okay? And every meeting was, we need to make sure that people are represented. I want to make sure, people of color are represented here. And they're not having a good time. They're angry. And I remember back when I was in film school, I said, there were no people like this involved in film. These people were involved in, like, the DMV. Okay, they were involved in some nasty shit. But they definitely weren't in film. Back when I was in film, it was like all a bunch of people that wanted to be Quentin Tarantino, guys like that. And I don't think guys like that are entering that industry anymore. And then in addition to that whole thing, you've got entertainment elsewhere. I mean, we could make fun of Steven Crowder all night, and it's more fulfilling than watching a movie. So will these movies be able to exist in the future here? Are they going to do anything for us? We were watching Oscars. Black Panther nominated for Best Picture. Why? Because it's black? I honestly think the people at the Oscars think that that's a movie about something that happened in Africa once. I really believe that. Because otherwise, why is this Best Picture? Oh, and then it just so happened to have the best editing, the best sound design, all of that. It just worked out perfectly. Very interesting. But I look today, and I even look at myself, and we're still entertaining the nonsense. So how much longer will we keep going with this? Will we just allow it to get shittier and shittier and not connect and make these terrible mistakes while throwing money at it, hoping that there's going to be a great movie? There's not going to be a great movie. Think about the last time you saw a movie that was great. I mean, it really is more fun to just watch Melton try to stammer through one of his episodes. There's something there. There's something worth watching there. There's nothing worth watching in these movies. And again, anybody in that industry is cuckoo. And really, the diversity has spoiled. I'm not trying to be S. Crowder here, but
this
it really
is Kumeric.
Yeah, this is Kumeric. But it really has spoiled. I've watched him. Go back, watch that Project Greenlight from 3-4 years ago. I don't know what it's called, what season it was. There's a black woman with braids. And if you don't believe what I've said here today, you will after seeing her performance. Shall we get into light news? Everybody's favorite morning news program. Here we go. It's the lightest of news. What the fuck you gonna do? You can't compete with my news program. No one can. All right, it's light news, everybody, here today. News program. It's not associated with REDBAR, so anything that is said within this segment has nothing to do with me. And then you saw the disclaimer, anything said on REDBAR also has nothing to do with me. Okay? None of this has anything to do with me. So, back off. Welcome here today on this light news. So we've got some good stuff here today. They're saying everybody is so obsessed with this. How come I can't get into the R. Kelly stuff? Why is it that I'm not interested?
I don't know. I've tried to make you watch the documentary.
Everybody's tried. Everybody has tried. Why is it that I have no interest in the R. Kelly stuff? I don't know. Maybe I was just doing something else when that doc came out. And then everybody saw the doc, and maybe I felt a bit behind, so I never bothered catching up, and now I just don't care. They're all goofing on him today because apparently he was arrested. Is this true? He was arrested. He had the same mugshot as Jussie Smollett, the same brick wall.
That's right.
They noticed that it was shot in front of the same wall. Is that true, or was that a shop?
No, it's real, I think.
R. Kelly fails to make bail. Child support overdue rent.
What do you want to say to your fans?
Oh, wow, there's a little video there. He fails to make bail, so there's a $100,000 bail. He couldn't pay it. I refuse to believe this. Maybe he didn't want to pay it. Maybe he thought it was a waste. Maybe he's cheap, you know? I'm not going to pay that. How many days do I have to stay? 13 days? 13 days for $100,000? You know what I could rent on Airbnb with that money? You know, maybe he just decided that it was a waste. How long does he have to stay in jail, though, if you don't make bail? I don't even understand how bail works. Seriously. Can you call anyone you want to pay the bail? Can you use your own credit card? You just stick your credit card through the bars?
I hope we never have to find out.
Ring it up. Well, I've found out many times. I once had to pay a $2 million bail.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just signed for it. I don't know where that went. If that's in collections now, I don't know. Let's see this little video here. This is him. He doesn't seem too upset about any of this. I'm not mad at him. I don't find him to be as disgusting. What did he actually do?
Raped a bunch of 14-year-olds.
Oh. I thought he just peed on some generic black girls that were having a good time at a party. You know.
There's more to it, I think.
Oh. Were they generic, though?
To be honest, I haven't really got into this stuff either.
Yeah, we've really missed this.
Maybe it's because everyone already kind of knew, so it's not like a big revelation.
Yeah, exactly. He was honest about it, too. You know, his whole life. He admitted all of this, and he was really into it. And he's like, why won't you guys do this with me? You know, Jay-Z's like, nah. All right, let's see what this video is. Here he is.
What do you want to say to your fans? Robert Kelly was indicted before a Cook County
Robert Kelly
grand
was
jury
indicted? Now that
on
would be
10
something.
counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 victims.
Kelly's indictment
Look at
comes
that.
after the New Life.
So yeah, that's that mugshot. They say that's the same as Jussie Smollett's mugshot. What are the odds? There's so many police stations in Chicago. Why the same one? This is where,
celeb center.
yeah, the celeb center. Yeah, probably. Very nice. He looks a little worried there about all this stuff.
Time docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. It follows allegations of sexually abusing minors aimed at Kelly.
I was a little girl in like a bad man's world.
What? She was involved?
I never really
I was a little girl in a bad man's world. That's a lyric.
recovered from it.
For more than 20 years, allegations of sexual misconduct have been mounting against R. Kelly. The R&B singer has repeatedly denied all accusations of wrongdoing. Let's take a look at how we got here.
Oh, so I'm completely wrong about this. He's denied it all.
In February 2019,
Okay, I'm not watching all this. Well, shout out to R. Kelly. Could not make bail. So what does that mean? Does he not have any of that cash? Why wouldn't anyone help him? Where's Twista?
Let's go break him out. He's here right now.
Yeah, maybe I'll pay his bail and he could come do the show with me. That could be the deal. Wouldn't that be something nice? Okay. I don't care about that. Let's not put him in our news. You could follow the R. Kelly trial by yourself. The biggest piece of news here, the biggest piece of news over the weekend, this happened on Friday. What a shame. Happened right after the show. This is wild. This is going to be a fun one here. This is, I don't know how like this is, but the comedy world is going crazy because one of the legends here in the biz, Brody Stevens, has perished. I believe I'm the first person to be reporting on this. I've been keeping an eye on all the podcasts and stuff this week. I don't see anybody talking about the Brody thing yet. I see lots of Instagram posts. He is a goner. He took himself. He decided to remove himself from our Lord's earth. I can't believe this. Do you know Brody Stevens?
Wow, some people in the chat are going, what? They didn't even know yet.
They didn't know. This is 100% true. Brody Stevens, do we have an article? Just give me an article, a good article. Hopefully it's made the news. Yeah, Brody Stevens, I want to show everyone a picture, some video, an article, and stuff like that in case they don't know. But I'm very familiar with Brody Stevens. Do you know Brody Stevens used to be a guest on the Nobody Likes Onions experience? Did you even know that? Yeah, Brody's everywhere. And we've played videos of him, the one with him and Tony Hinchcliffe fighting. And apparently, I want to read the article here and see what they said. Let's see. Wow, yeah, NBC News. Prominent Los Angeles comedian Brody Stevens dies at 48. No, he was murdered. Brody was an inspiring voice. He was a friend to many in the comedy community. Okay, yes, he was a friend to all in the comedy community. Wait till you see all the posts here from Instagram and Twitter. Weird, though. Weird stuff. And let's see what it says here in this article, though. Let's see. Okay, they're just saying he died? Really? That's all the article is going to say? Is there more here? This is insane. So I'll tell you what he did. He hung himself. He committed. He hung himself out of nowhere. No one knew why. No one knew how. He was fine like the other day. We just saw him last week on Death Squad Chronicles. He was fine. Hung himself. So this article is not going to say that. They're just going to say he died and then not tell you how. It's a little crazy. Here, let's see the whole thing. He was 48. Brody was an inspiring voice. He was a friend to many in the comedy community.
I sent
He
you another
pushed
one that
creative
specifies
boundaries.
the hanging if you want.
Yeah, of course we want that, NBC. Why would you leave that out? That's really creepy, by the way. He just died. Well, we don't have to tell you how, where, why. Comic Brody Stevens dead of apparent suicide by hanging. There you go. The LAPD confirmed on Friday that the funny man, really, they're going to call him that? That the
That's not really
funny
the
man?
appropriate
It's not,
time.
he's not anything anymore. The LAPD confirmed that the funny man was found hanging in his home. The funny man?
That's crazy.
You got it!
The editor wasn't like, maybe don't call him a funny man.
He was found hanging in his home around 1 p.m., and the death is being investigated as a suicide by hanging. Yeah, you would think so. Well, he's hanging. What could it be? A gunshot? No, probably not. Knife wound? A burning? No, probably a hanging. We should investigate. Stevens was a regular around the local comedy scene in Los Angeles. You've seen this guy, right? Bald guy, mustache. Sure, you've seen him. He was, so he's been around for years. So he's 48 years old. Yeah, he's been around since the beginning. He knows them all. I mean, for real, Joe Rogan, for example, has done hundreds of podcasts with him on those Death Squad and Ice House Chronicles shows. Every comedian in LA has spent hundreds of hours with this guy. Comedy Store guy, there every night. Friends with everybody. Best friends with REDBAR. He's been doing... So they all know. They've all put out obituaries today. Their own little things. But it's odd stuff going on because... I mean, they really knew him well. He was a good friend. I'm not going to be like you guys. You guys were a little harsh there, the Bring Back group, going, they weren't really his friend. They didn't give a fuck about... Well, maybe, but they did hang with him every day for like 20 years, okay? So, like, if you hang with somebody every day for 20 years, you claim you're friends with them, wouldn't you need a few moments, maybe just a few, before you get on Instagram going, oh, man, he was funny. He'll be missed. Gotta go. What? I wouldn't be able to even open the app if my best good friend that I've known for 20 years and see almost every day died. So it was weird to see all the comedians almost rushing to outdo each other with their own version of Brody Stevens' obituary. We're going to show you some of these. I mean, we saw some comics even going out that night and having a blast. Joe Rogan was up at the Hollywood Improv, dressed in costume. He was wearing an all-red Adidas tracksuit. I had never seen anything like it. Smiling, laughing it up. Wouldn't you need a day, just a day, to get over the shell shock of the murder of your old good friend? You know who's another one that was really creepy? Chelsea Handler, yes. You know, he was on Chelsea Handler's show, the show that made her famous, Chelsea Lately, that panel show with all the comedians. He was one of her big guests. He also did audience warm-up for Chelsea. That's where you, before the show starts, in the TV studio, the comic goes up there and does a bunch of jokes, getting people lit, ready for the show. He did that for her for years and years and years. They were very close. She didn't even bring it up, I don't think. She was out partying. The day of his death, after everybody knew about it, she was on Instagram dancing it up in her kitchen, cooking and making jokes and laughing, talking about her dog and stuff like that. I should have taped it. So that was very weird to me. You would think, at the very least, even if it didn't move you, as Chelsea Handler, someone that worked with this guy for like 10 years, on the payroll for years and years, sat next to her for years, you would think she would go, maybe not dancing and singing and having a great day today. Maybe I will just not post for the next 2 days. But they didn't. They didn't. It was like as soon as he died, as soon as the word was out, and as soon as the first comedian posted a picture and a nice thing to say about him, they all were scrambling in a rush to outdo each other. It was very distasteful. You know, you should be trembling. And especially because he whacked himself. It's not like he had been suffering from cancer for the last 5 years. We all knew this was coming. It was a slow out. Now, this is a disgusting, very dark hanging. Okay? You know?
Someone says comedians just want their tweets embedded in Brody articles. That's probably true.
You've got that. You've got a lot of stuff here. Now, I'm not saying they didn't feel sadness. Brian REDBAR is definitely very, very sad about this. But if I were Brian REDBAR and I was so sad, I don't think I'd be posting 3 or 4 episodes of Kill Tony on YouTube. I mean, this was a regular on Kill Tony, and like the minute he died, there's like a new episode of Kill Tony popping up on YouTube. So Brian Redban is doing all. Can't you just tell? Hey, I'm taking a day off.
They're doing a positivity-only episode of Kill Tony
Really?
in his memory.
Is this true? Mm-hmm. They're about to? They're going to?
They're going to.
Wow. And they're out in London. They're having fun. They're making jokes. They're drinking. They're not remembering him. They're being weird, man. They're being fucking weird. Let's remind people who this is. And this was really savage. Let me show you this. The minute he died, one of somebody who listens to Red Bar, I'm not going to call him one of our guys, but you've seen this guy around. He's got an account. I don't know who this is. I have a few suspicions, but there's an account on Twitter, a fake account called Gino Bino Discante. This is savage as fuck. This might be the edgiest thing I've seen in 5 years. At least it felt like that. The day of his death, the minute of his death. And when I say, you know how like edgy has lost all of its steam? You say, oh, that's edgy. You're usually being sarcastic. This is what the word edgy originally meant. And Gino Bino Discante, which is a parody account of Gino Bisconte, posted this the minute of his death. Tony Hinchcliffe was spotted just the other night telling Brody is my friend, that's his name on Twitter, to fuck off after Brody exposed Tony for stealing his cadence. This is not okay. Brody's blood is partially on Tony's hands. Usually I would go over the line. The guy just fucking died, and now you're tormenting his friends by saying Tony Hinchcliffe, who is a close personal friend of Brody's, is responsible. Jesus. And then they linked this video from years ago of Tony and Brody having this terrible argument. We played this video on the show. I'll show you this video that they linked. But to the unknowing passerby, you're seeing this video, you actually think, oh, this was last night right before Brody's death. Holy fuck, Tony drove him to kill himself. That shit is, I'm going to say, that's what they meant by the word savage when they say it. That's what they meant when they say brutal, bro. I will give this an okay. Usually I'm like, whoa, little over the line. This was right over the line in the perfect spot because it's set up so beautifully, and these are all comedians, and it's like, wow, that's really actually funny. Let me show you the video that they're talking about here. This is Tony arguing with comedian Brody Stevens. Of course, it's from like last year. But imagine if you saw this thinking it was the night before Brody.
You guys ready for some more comedy?
Brody hung himself. Well, let me show you just the video version that they posted on the tweet, actually. We might go back to that. Let's check it out.
Walking out.
Jeez, is that loud?
The other one's really long.
Yeah, the other one's really long. So this is the one from the tweet. So people are searching Brody Stevens, and they see that tweet saying, uh-oh, Tony got in a fight with him just last night.
Walking out.
You're Brody, and I dismissed you, and you should...
You dismissed me? What are you, my fucking teacher?
Yeah.
No.
I am.
Tony, you're out of line.
Okay, walk away, Brody. I guess we're not...
Oh, come back then. Okay.
Go ramble to your followers.
So, Tony,
but
you...
walk away from me.
So, Tony, you're telling me... I film my set all the time. I've never had somebody say...
Get out of the room after you bring up the next guy. Get out of the room.
Didn't I get out of the room? I was leaving. And
I was telling...
So they're arguing about, Brody was like hosting at the Comedy Store, and he was filming his set, and then he introduced Tony, but I guess the camera was still rolling for a little bit, and Tony got very, very upset that Brody was filming him live, so they had this epic argument. Remember, we watched this whole tape. It was great. What a great tape.
telling you to leave.
And don't fucking tell me to leave.
Then just leave.
No.
Don't film your set. You're not filming
You
my
can't
set.
tell me. I didn't film
Tony looking like Revenge of the Sis's avatar in this video.
your set.
Yes, you did.
Tell me if they heard one of your fucking jokes.
Yeah, they
Look at that. Mike Shield. You ever met that guy running around?
did.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, you don't even know it, but they did.
They didn't hear your joke, Tony. You were out
It's
of
not about
line.
joke, it's about cadence, it's about performance.
Yeah, you stole my cadence. Everybody says it.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing ever.
Well, you do.
Watch me. I'm up there whispering.
Wow. So, yeah, to pass by that on Twitter and think that that was the last thing that happened in Brody's life before he took it would be shocking. And I just think to involve Tony with that on the day of his good friend's death is fucking brutal, bro. You know, this is still a death. Here's a reply here, the first reply. That was 2 years ago. FOH. What does that mean? I'm not familiar with that one.
Fuck out of here.
Really?
Yep.
Look at this one. This guy goes, yep, he knew Brody had mental health problems. So that's good. Kevin Fergakis obviously in here. He goes, wow, this is dark. R.I.P. Brody. Sad this happened. That's it. It's only got 14 likes, 150 views. So this didn't take off. This could have went viral, man. Maybe people could still retweet and share this. And I love that it's coming from Gino Disconte, so maybe comedians will think that's actually Gino or something.
Yeah.
Get
his
mad at
handle is
him.
bald,
So there's a lot of...
Gino Discount.
I love this. This is what you would call online vandalism. And I'm into it. I'm into that because that was smart. That was nicely done. So he did the suicide. He hung himself. He had been suffering with some mental problems for a long time. Everybody knew that. I mean, that wasn't any sort of secret. He even had like a mini documentary series, I think on HBO or something like that, showcasing his mental struggles and him going off meds, on meds, stuff like that. Let's see these. These are the obits from the comedians. Let's look at these. Wow. A startling, man. And yeah, I was shocked. There was no news articles. This guy just posted this, and he said, Mike's favorite coconut oil salesman died today. Remember, this was the positive energy man. So let's look. Here, we've got them compiled here in this thread. All the nice things people said. So, Whitney Cummings was one of the very first people to post, very close. I love you so much, Brody is my friend. My heart is shattered. So people might be going, what's this bit, Mike? You're just laughing at these people whose friend died? No, I'm trying to find the suspicious ones. Okay, we're not just laughing at simply these people who are mourning. Here's Ricky Lindholm. Damn, I'm so sad about Brody is my friend. Such a sweet, open, hilarious man. R.I.P. This one would be a good one to be like, R.I.P. That's fucking vulgar. This isn't Halloween. It's a man's life. Let's see what else we have here. Of course, we've got the, here's Xander. Tweet at Tony with this video. Make him feel pain. And it's,
You guys ready for some more?
The argument video. That's very nice. Very, very nice. Oh, Kumail Nanjiani chimes in. R.I.P. Brody Stevens. Nobody else was like him, on or off stage. Seeing him was always a joy. We'll miss you, Brody. Okay. Do I believe it? Yes. Here's Kate Quigley. Let's see what she had to say. All the stars. By the way, star-studded event. If you want to see the Oscars of Red Bar Fools, go to Brody's funeral. I don't know if this is open to the public. Usually a comedian's funeral is open to the public. We had a comedian die here. You know, comedian deaths are a normal thing in the comedy world. We had a comedian die here in Chicago who was pretty big in the Chicago scene. He was friends with T.J. Miller and all them. What was that? Pat Bryce. When he died here, and you guys don't know, Pat Bryce was his name, just a local guy. When he died, there was like 2,000 people at his funeral. Everybody came because every comedian, everyone in the industry, they want to be seen. They network at these funerals. I'm not kidding. A comedian loves a comedian's death. This is not a joke. It sounds cruel that I would do this on the wake of their fallen friend, right? But I mean, I've been watching. I've been watching for years. There's nothing a comedian loves more than when one of their best friends die. I could already see this getting backlash on YouTube. Imagine them having to watch me say this. But it's sort of true. It's a big moment for their industry to be showcased. For real. I don't know if they consciously do this. I would say no, they can't be that cruel, but they do it. I mean, that's what all these tweets, that's what all this stuff is. When you go to the funeral, it's a who's who. You're going to see them all. So if you want to meet every Red Bar fool all in one place, there you go. Find out where Brody's funeral is. Attend. They'll all be there. Josh Denny will be there. Chris D'Elia will be there. Joe Rogan will be there. Sebastian. If they're not there, they're going to look pretty bad. Everyone will be there. So they're excited. This is like the Oscars for them. This is like the Emmys. And they'll be out. Let's read Kate Quigley's. I can't believe this is real. No. Devastated. Brody was, I don't know why am I laughing at this? It's not funny. There's nothing here. These are just messages about how they miss them. Okay? We're just simply covering it, okay? Let's see what else. Ben Glebe. Remember him? I'm completely stunned and heartbroken to hear of the passing of my friend Brody with me. Literally just discussing him for a project 10 seconds before heard.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Funniest, most original, one-of-a-kind human being ever. Loved working with him. Seeing him always got me the biggest smile. Hashtag RIP. Emoji, skeleton emoji, coming from the grave. Yeah, this was another thing they were doing. They were all competing to show who worked with him the most. Why would you add this? Literally, I was just discussing him for a project 10 seconds before I heard. Maybe you were. Do you have to tell everybody? Do they need to know right now? Can't you just be like, I'm not using social media, I'm crying? Connor here says, lie alert. Let's see if there's any more here. There were some... Joe Matarese even chimed in here. Haha, Jesus Mike. Someone says, why? Because I'm laughing at these? Let's see. Joe Matarese. I'm rocked by the loss of comedian Brody Stevens. He turned me from a comic into a comedy fan every time he hit the stage. Nobody, I mean nobody, made me laugh like Brody. I think it's time for the comedy community to join together and build something to help save our struggling comedians. R.I.P. Stephen Brody Stevens, I truly loved you, brother. You haven't seen him in centuries. Joe Matarese and Brody Stevens, I didn't even think those two people lived in the same reality plane. Plane or pain?
Plane.
Pain of existence or plane of existence?
Whichever one you want, I guess.
I didn't know they were in the same universe here. So this is very surprising. And then Joe Matarese is turning this in. Yeah, we should get some kind of like thing together, a community to help build something, save our... Yeah, you would love that, right? Bunch of people all focused on saving you. No. They're not building anything to save you, okay? This happens every year. Let's see. Oh, John Roy. Wow, yeah. Xander says, how did this guy have 5 paragraphs already? I mean, they really were ready for this death. Look at all this stuff. Okay, who do we have here? I don't know who that is. Ooh, we've got one from our buddy Andrew Santino.
The great and powerful Andrew Santino, everybody.
That's right, I'm blocked by Santino because he fears me. He's got a lot of fear in his heart. That's why he has all those surgeries. Remember, he's a wigwam. He got a wig made. For...
Wigwam.
Yeah. That's what he is. Okay, look at this. Here he is. And he had, this is so funny, he has no other pictures of him with Brody. You know how I know this? Because he had to post this one when he was fat and balding. You know, his teeth were all janky too. So he got his teeth done. He got a new wig. He got a personal trainer. He got his face smoothed out. Let's see if I could get in any bigger. Yeah, look at this. And of course, he's with Chris D'Elia. So, yeah, look at his teeth were all janky, too. Man, he had like an extreme makeover. Remember that show? Where they'd take a woman, it was called Extreme Makeover.
Person edition.
Yeah, and they would take a woman. Yeah, this was before Home Edition. Because now you're remember, move that bus! And the bus would move out. I wish I had a bus moving sound effect.
That was a great show. I forgot about it.
And they'd be like, we made your kids' room into a jungle gym. And it's like, my kids are like 1 year away from being teens. What are we supposed to do with this jungle-themed room? This is a tremendous waste. All these vines you installed and all this custom stuff with the gorilla. Waste. And it was always like a family that didn't deserve it. It was always like, my dad lost his job. He was a complete scumbag, and we tore up the house. We had 7 kids, and they showed the house before they got the extreme home makeover, and it was like a dump, okay? Everything in that house that was broken was their fault. Every mess, every, light bulb that wasn't working, every crack in the ceiling, it was all their fault.
And it was always coincidentally a tiny shack on a huge property that had room to rebuild a giant mansion.
So why do they get gifted a $2 million green smart home? Just because why? Because they were irresponsible and decided to have 7 kids and trash this house? But before that was Extreme Makeover Person Edition. And yeah, they would take a woman, they would bring her in, and they would do reconstructive surgery on her. They'd do it all. And then they'd present her, they'd wheel her out to all her family and friends. I wonder if this is something that happened to Santino, because he was a mess just a few years ago. All right, let's read his caption here. I hate when people make laws all about them, but right now I'm so fucking sad I could melt, so fuck it. Brody was one of the sweetest and funniest dudes in the world. He would always greet you with the same smile. He was half the character. Brody was half real. Brody, this pic... Okay, over and over again. Look at this, though. This pic was 2013, and you could see Chris D'Elia was still my nemesis. And I was a homeless vagrant. And Brody, I'm sure, said something that we all laughed at. So, really, couldn't even post this without the caveat that, yeah, he looked terrible. Something about him and Chris D'Elia being... enemies with each other, which I didn't know. That makes sense, though. I don't know why they squashed that beef. Probably out of greed. Let's see this. I don't want any comments on this pic because they can get gross and lame. So please take time to read and talk to people you love and respect because they might not be around the next time you wish to see them. If you're going through depression, please get help. If you don't know where to turn, ask me and I will help you as much as I can. What? Ask you? But I'm locked. Ask him. Ask him where we could go. See if he blocks anybody that asks him. How about that? I know he's blocked most of you. But let's hit up grieving Cheeto Santino.
What? Santino's here.
Hit him up. Go, where can I go? I'm suffering from depression because I'm losing my hair. Or I'm suffering from depression because I have scars all over the left side of my face. Something like that. See if he blocks the depressed. Or just go on Twitter and be like, I asked Andrew Santino. Should put a screenshot up. Post this. I asked Andrew Santino where I could go to get help. I'm depressed. And I refresh the page. And this is what happens. And then it's sorry this page doesn't exist. Post that up. For all of you that are blocked. He's blocking people that are on the edge. This is dark, man. Dark segment, but I'll lighten things up for you later today. Okay? That's the deal. Let's see this one. Okay, yeah, that was Cheeto Santino. Wow, he's really touching him. What one was this? Joe Rogan. Yeah, Joe Rogan had barely anything to say. He just said, the comedy community has lost one of its funniest, kindest people today. I will miss you terribly. That's it. And then he was out. Oh, look what somebody posted in reply. Can you see that down there? Joe Rogan posted this on Facebook. One of the replies from ahead, it's just a picture of Jocko Willink with the word good. Look at that. And you, as Joe Rogan can't even get mad at that because he's the one who thinks everything is good with Jocko, right?
He's the one who taught us about that.
He's the one who taught us. Good. You lost your best friend to a belt hanging at 1 p.m. on a Friday? Good. Go on Instagram. Post about it. Get better. Climb hills. What? No. Oh, that's not going to bring him back. But that's kind of the move. And so Joe saw this and he didn't even get mad. Yeah, look at this. Oh, shit. Ha, ha, ha. Let us know what happens. Nothing happened. Not even his people. You go to Joe Rogan's page, not even any of Joe Rogan's people even commented or liked that. Obviously, that's like one of the funniest jokes here. Nobody's doing it better. By the way, REDBAR had some of the funniest Brody Stevens death jokes here. There was one... there was a quote I saw in the Bring Back group. It was just a quote from Brody Stevens. And it says something like, "What are you doing tonight? Want to hang?" Something like that. Brody Stevens.
Jesus.
Let's see this. Are we going to pretend he was a great guy? Remember when he threatened to kill a man? Let's see this. I don't know what this is. He threatened to kill a guy? This is a video. It says Brody Stevens cleaning up. I haven't watched this. I liked him. I thought he was great. And you know what? I even tried to buy one of his t-shirts years ago. And I really wish I would have figured out how to do it. It was the Coca-Cola t-shirt that says Brody, enjoy it. That would have been a great shirt to wear today. You know, if anyone has one of those in a large, let me know. Let's see this.
You're not going to start bugging people, are you? Because I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Don't fuck with any girls around here. You understand me? If you fucking scare a chick, I'm going to beat your fucking ass with a bat. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow, he's outside. Oh, it says Brody Stevens cleaning up his valley, the valley in L.A. I think he lived in Burbank or something. So he was out front of a laundromat. Can you believe it's not called laundromat? Do you know, my entire life I thought it was laundromat. You go there, it's some kind of a mat. You know, maybe a mat is like a place. Laundromat, you know, it's where you do your laundry. It's laundromat. That's insane to me. Still, to this day, what's laundro? Laundro, that's not a thing. So there's a guy out front. Brody's going around like he's, a deputy sheriff, an assist or a volunteer sheriff, and he's yelling at people.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm watching your fucking ass. You're a punk, man. You're fucking bugging chicks. I watched you. Get the fuck away from my car.
Wow.
I know you now. I fucking know you.
Listen to that echo.
Don't fucking bug any girls ever again. You fucking bugged me and I saw you scare a chick. Get the fuck out of here. Don't fucking bug anybody. You're creepy.
Wow.
Hey, you're creepy. Watch it. Go fuck in there. Don't come up to my car again. You understand me? Good night. I'm your buddy, but don't come up to my car and don't fucking scare a chick again. We got it? I'm watching. Fuck you. I'll beat the fuck out of you.
Wow. Okay, that was good. I loved the sound, too. It had just the right amount of echo on there since it was outside. That sounded beautiful to me. Mike Bridenstine, my old buddy Mike Bridenstine, who accused me of being, I'll never forget this. Mike Bridenstine, right after Trump won, went cuckoo. I mean, he was writing paragraphs on Facebook talking about how the world is over. And I messaged him. I go, dude. This is right when all the anti-Trump people were letting us know they were crazy. Remember the day after the election, before we knew just how crazy all of our old friends were? Like, we didn't know Kumail was crazy until the day after the election. We couldn't believe how they were acting. I don't know if I told you about this, but Mike Bridenstine was acting crazy. And I couldn't believe my eyes. This is when we couldn't believe it. And I messaged him. I go, dude, what are you doing? And he wrote back, all right, alt-right Mike. That's what he said to me. Just because I was saying, dude, relax, man. What you're doing isn't helping here. It's creating, it's causing a stir. You're creating more problems here with these paragraphs. They didn't see it that way. They decided to X me, and I'm not even a Trump supporter. They X'd me because I didn't support their hysteria. Isn't that something? Here's Mike Bridenstine today. R.I.P. Brody. This sucks. Be good to each other, everybody. Hope there's an 818 in the sky. That was his area code, of course. I guess these are fine. I mean, I can't rip on these. It's just funny to see all the guys come out. And again, the funeral. You know, what an epic event. Go to that funeral. Can you imagine if I wanted to commit suicide, I would go to that funeral? Well, Yeah, that would be like suicide by comic. I show up to that funeral and they just engulf me. Here's Josh Denny, everybody. Everybody, Josh Denny. There he is. Brody Stevens had a unique... He did not know Josh Denny, by the way. No. They had never even met. Brody Stevens had a unique ability to make you feel like a rock star the first time he met you. He always made you feel happy. He was such a good, positive, genuine, hilarious, selfless person. And I'm sad that we ran out of time to make him feel as good as he made us feel. That is a lie and a joke. What do they say? Gee, the fuck out of here? What do they say? Get the fuck out of here.
FOH.
FOH. Yeah, you've never met him, Denny. Okay? Never, ever. Jeff Leach. Red Bar Fool Jeff Leach was sobbing here. This is the report. I didn't see this. Jeff Leach on IG sobbing like a baby live right now. This is interesting. Does anyone have the video of this? By the way, this would be an outstanding video to watch. Oh my God. People in the chat being very funny right now. You don't like this stuff? Someone says, I hate these. Here's Jeff Leach. You can see he's crying. Barely, again, did not know Brody at all. But there was something that happened with Jeff Leach. I guess someone messaged him. Wow, this gets even more vicious and savage. Okay, look at this. Someone messaged Jeff Leach while he was crying on Instagram. So this is a DM to him. And they say, Tony Hinchcliffe bullies Brody throughout his life and career. And Jeff Leach responds, I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. As far as I knew, though, they were friends, and their dynamic was probably understood as humor. It was more the pain. Wow, okay, wait, what I'm about to read you is sick. You need to pay attention to this. This is why I want to make it clear. Listen, I am not for, well, now this is going to sound contradictory to everything you know about me. I am not for deaths. I'm your average human being, and I have that thing built in like we all do, where it's like, okay, everybody's got to live.
People think you're for deaths.
They might.
I hope not.
So, remember, we're not doing this to shit on a death. We're doing this because we have a lot of our crooked guys doing some sneaky deaky stuff, using this man's death, this poor man's death, as a stepping stone to network and put themselves in the spotlight. At least that's how I see it, and many of my good friends see it like that too. Okay? So don't come at me. But I found something here that's really disgusting. In fact, whoever posted this, I think Xander was involved in this. He's involved in a lot of stuff. I might want to hire Xander, okay? I don't even know if I have the money to pay a guy like Xander to do the work he does. It's so good. It's so thorough. One of our listeners there. All right, so let's go back to this message again. And what you're about to witness here is a mass manipulation of the people. One of the most crooked lines I've seen all semester. We're breaking down the show into semesters now. No more season. The S stands for semester 17. Okay? So, look at this. He messages Jeff Leach. Jeff Leach was crying and says, Tony Hinchcliffe bullies Brody throughout his career and life. And Jeff says, I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. As far as I knew, though, they were friends and their dynamic was probably understood as humor. Now, this is where it gets really, really fucking scary. Jeff says this. It was more the pain he felt receiving hatred online by complete strangers that twisted his soul. Wow! Conclusionary! Conclusionary! Let me explain what's happening here. Somebody's bothering Jeff Leach about this. They show him the Tony Hinchcliffe video as a goof. Jeff Leach is crying, but decides to say this. It was more of the pain he felt receiving hatred online from complete strangers that twisted his soul. Wait. Who told you that? I've never heard Brody complain about haters online. Ever, ever, ever. And I've watched hundreds of hours of the man speak. Never heard him complain about haters online. You guys don't talk. I've never seen Jeff Leach and Brody in the same room.
That's pretty fucking sick to pretend that the reason he committed suicide is because of your issue that you want to get across.
So you're trying to tell this online troll who's bothering you right now, you're trying to manipulate this online troll into thinking, oh, people like you bothering me could lead to suicide. Do you see what he's doing there? Brody had never said anything like that.
He would never.
But Jeff Leach is using that to get the trolls to back off him. That's fucking twisted. They're saying, hang yourself, Jeff.
No, okay.
Die, 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 die. That is what Jeff said. These are quotes from Jeff. Fuck Jeff. Comments twist souls. Grow up and get a boyfriend, Leach. He has flabby arms. More reason to do it. No. So Jeff took this man's death and tried to use a fake assumption to get trolls to back off of him. Wow. Really fucking sick. I mean, that's disturbing. That's bad. You know, this is why we're showcasing the death. Okay, yeah, look, Twisted His Soul, what a drama queen. Was there more? I think there was a few more. Yeah, look at this. So he replies back, have you seen this? I feel bad for Brody, but even worse for Tony. They did not get along, and Tony must be feeling very bad for his actions, and it's a link to the video. I wonder, did this video receive more views? The Tony argument video. Did it get more views after the death? Let's see what it's up to. Wow, it did. Now, I don't know. I tuned into this video late in the day, but this thing's got 10,000 more views than it did yesterday. So people are seeing it. This is amazing. So on the wake of Brody Stevens' death, at least 10,000 people went and tuned into the argument that shows Tony Hinchcliffe driving a dagger into the soul of his good friend Brody Stevens. That's the kind of stuff I want to see following a death. That's perfect. I wonder who drew attention to that. I wonder if it's if it was from us. What are these that you're... Oh, Tony's posts. Yeah, we're not going to even show it. Tony Hinchcliffe did about 7 pages. But again, these guys were good friends. You can't mock this stuff. Was there anything in here? Here's Tony Hinchcliffe's post. Yeah, I haven't read it either. But I mean, to deny that these two weren't good friends would be not the truth. So it's okay. It's okay. The worst ones are from like people like Jeff Leach, Ben Glebe, you know, people that treated him like shit. Even though Tony did, you know, a lot of Tony's cadence is from Brody. A lot of it. Yeah. You know, there was a good couple of years. Oh, look at this. Here's more of that Jeff Leach. So the Jeff Leach argument continues here. So Xander sends Jeff Leach that video, and Jeff Leach says, haven't watched it, nor do I want to. I want to celebrate his greatness right now, rather than dive into negativity that he experienced. Of course. Really, you don't want to watch the one time he fought from 3 years ago on the day of his death? Let's see. Yeah, do we have a rip of the Leach video? Here's Jeff Leach again.
That's the guy who dressed up as Jeff Leach for Halloween.
Wow, that is so spot on. That is actually a REDBAR listener dressing up like Jeff Leach as a joke. I really thought that was him.
I know. Amazing job.
What is this? Oh, this one was really creepy. Owen Benjamin. Owen Benjamin had a couple of them. Here's his first one. This is very sad. I was close to Brody for a long time. He was one of the only comics to call out Hillary Clinton.
Wow.
That's the joke.
Jesus.
Hold on. We're not there yet, but you will say Jesus later. Hold up. He was one of the only comics to call out Hillary Clinton. Looks like she found out he lived in the valley. Yes, I'm joking. And if you knew Brody, he'd appreciate it. This dude was legit a legend and a great person. And I'm not just saying that because he's dead. If someone asked me what comics in LA are still good people, I would have said his name first. He loved baseball, the valley, hydration, and called out the liberals in LA. The world will miss you.
But remember, kids, don't do what Brody did. It's a cowardly act, and I kind of hate him for it. The devil tricked him into choosing dark over light. Or Hillary killed him, which is also possible.
Oh my God.
It's like, even if you're joking, why the words the left, the liberals, Hillary, it's like your mind is really locked into that, huh? Can't have one post where it's not about the liberals or Hillary, even if you're joking. That's how hooked in he is with this nonsense, that everything's got to be about the left. Isn't that sort of crazy? Well, I guess because maybe his people would go, what do you care? He was an LA comic. You said you hated them. I don't know. I thought that was pretty crazy. Let's see this. You can listen to his appearance on NLO. I'm sure Patrick Melton will have a lot to say about it if he ever does a show again. And look at this. A Nobody Likes Onions episode with Brody. Should we take a quick listen? I haven't heard this. Quick listen? Patrick Melton? Mussman. Big old guy. Do we have any new pictures of him to throw up? Of course, it's an audio-only show here today. Yeah, it looks like we've got a new pic of Melton right here. I'd like to hear just a sample of this. Looks like we got a new pic of Melton that we didn't show. Oh, my God. Look, he's goofing around. He's a goofster. In this picture, this is no joke. He's out there in Australia doing 30 shows for 30 nights for 30 fools. He's holding a giant plastic meat cleaver with blood all over it, wearing a bow tie, and his hair is completely slicked down with what I could only assume is his own body's chicken grease. And he decided to pose for this picture. He's feeling goofy. He's free. Wow. All right, let's just hear a bit from Nobody Likes Onions featuring Brody Stevens. If you want to be with me, I can wipe away your pain. I'm a genie in a bottle. You gotta rub me that right way. That way. Melton on bass.
Hi, everybody.
Whoa, he's nuts.
Welcome to, what is today? Jesus Christ, Friday. I didn't even know it's Friday. It's the biggest celebration day of the year. Get out your Kwanzaa candles. Light up that thing. Anyway, it's Friday. Welcome to the show. If it's your first time listening, I'm sorry. It's all over the place today because I've been drinking heavily since about noon. It's now 3 if you're in Scandinavia.
Okay, Melton.
Anyway, it's going to be a great show. Let's say. I don't want to get your hopes up about it.
Let's see. You know, from what I remember, Melton used to pick on Brody a lot. We really might catch him picking on Brody to come off as a big shot. You know, a lot of people did this to Brody. It was like they would see people like Tony Hinchcliffe bust Brody's balls, and then comics that didn't even know Brody would bust his balls to make it seem like they're part of the whole thing too, even though they haven't earned that opportunity yet. And I think you're going to see that with our specimen, Patrick Melton, here today. If you're not familiar with Patrick Melton, just watch REDBAR shows from the past. You will be so familiar with him that you'll almost lose your mind. All right, here he comes, Brody Stevens. Yeah, what year is this from? That would be good. You know, there's a lot of websites that do not post dates on any of their posts. I believe Gas Digital is another offender of this. Why post a simple date next to your post? So I'm looking at a page here. I got no date except up there in the URL bar. Thank God for that URL. 2012, everybody. This is from 2012. Okay?
I'm looking at a solid 7.6.
Gavin McInnes chiming in on the deepness of Brody Stevens' grave. Here it comes.
We'd love to have your phone calls today, 323-825-4990. Can you call in, 323-825-4990? Today, from The Hangover 2, due date.
Do you hear the energy in Patrick Melton's voice? He used to be really happy before people started putting their eyes on him.
TMZ, HBO. Give it up for this guy, Brody Stevens, everybody in the studio.
Yes, Stephen, Brody Stevens, you got it. SBS here, live and in person. Woo!
That is exciting. You're more pumped than me.
Yeah, you know what it's like? I felt like the nature boy, Ric Flair, right there. And
Woo!
Right. And it's like, but he was actually a wrestler. He did something. I'm
Will
just
there
a
be
guy
anything
saying
here? I
it.
don't know.
Ric Flair actually wrestled.
Wow, I have not heard that one. Someone in the chat says, the Hangover. Wow. He was really, I think he was cut from Hangover 3 or something like that. It's a big joke. The Hangover. That's really disturbing that somebody would hang themselves. That seems like a tremendous... You get a lot of time building that setup. A lot of time to think about what you're doing. That's really, really actually scary. I know we've seen it in movies, but imagine actually go sobbing as you put that fucking Ooh, that's like...
It's not light. That's for
that
sure.
ain't light, man. That is something that the devil would do. That's crazy when you think about it.
And for government, and was funny on the mic.
I don't remember you
Shout-outs
coming
to
out
me.
and saying you wrestled, though. It's not like you bragged about wrestling.
No, but I'm doing a wrestling type noise.
You're hyping like a wrestler.
Right. And to me, I say, wow, that's all I can do. Whereas this guy
you can't
was able
follow
to
through.
do that. No, not follow through, but this guy not only was great on the mic, he was also a professional wrestler and also...
You got the bark, not the bite.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I can't listen to this. But I guarantee it, turns into Patrick giving him a hard time, ribbing him. What do they call that thing? Negging. They do this to Brody. They'll start catching him and they'll start picking on him. They'll go, hey, Brody, are you kind of gay? And he'll be like, God damn it, you son of a bitch. And he'll get mad. And they'll get off on teasing him. And I'm sure Patrick did it. If anyone wants to listen to that, oh, there he is. If anyone wants to hear that episode in full and write down some notes for me, maybe we'll go back to that one. Okay, I think that wraps up the Brody Stevens thing, right? Have we missed anything? There's a ton to see. Like I said, it was a who's who. This one was weird. Yeah, trending. Yeah, look at that. It made the top. TJ Miller made some really weird joke about that. He goes, dude, Brody's finally trending. You would have loved this. Really? He would have loved it? He hung himself. It's pretty bad. Whoa, is this real? Brody was here, so was REDBAR. Oh, no. That's definitely a Photoshop. Okay. Here's another one from Kumail. Whenever I saw him, I'd end up talking like him for 3 days. It's sadder and sadder. I don't know, Kumail. I don't think you talked like him ever. All right, theory-wise, that's a big segment for light news. Not very light. I'm sure there'll be more to this. I'm excited to see what the comedians have to say for themselves when they start podcasting this week. That'll be the best. Hearing all their stories and stuff like that, because I don't think anybody's gone live since the death. I think we're the first ones breaking the silence on his suicide. So, R.I.P. Brody. You'll be missed greatly. Okay? Goodbye. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's see what else we have to hear. Let me restart my little light news program here. I had a glitch. Okay, what is this one? We've got, Moshe Kasher. What did he have to say? He was a good friends with him. Somebody just linked this in the chat. It feels so pathetic to do this on Twitter, but I don't know where else to. This is so sad. A real loss of a strange and genuine talent and a sweet man. Fuck, I'm knocked for a loop, Brody. So what? What's wrong with that? And this was the time to do it. Wait, this is February 22? I want to see, you know what's a more interesting conversation? The people that waited a day. Those are the people I want to hear from. The people who waited a minute after he died. Not the ones who crawled to Twitter and Instagram to see who could do it faster. Was there anyone who waited a day I'd be interested in them. Okay. Bye, Brody. Bye, brother. Bye, bye, bye. Let's see this one. Light news. Oh, I caught the Empire. So, you know Jussie Smollett, right? I caught the Empire cast and crew today involved in what's called a light lie. A light lie. Look at this. Now, nobody else is calling this a lie yet but me, but I saw this article today and I'm quite suspicious. Terrence Howard had a meltdown on the Empire set and confronted Jussie. Look at this. Terrence Howard had a complete meltdown on the set of Empire after Jussie Smollett was arrested for allegedly staging his attack. Sources on the Empire set tell TMZ Thursday was a complete disaster after Jussie turned himself into Chicago police. Terrence was so upset he refused to come out of his trailer for most of the day. The actor never believed Jussie's account from the get-go. He felt the story never added up. Terrence grilled Jussie periodically as holes began to emerge. Tensions between Terrence and Jussie boiled over the two Nigerian, Terrence was not alone in his feelings. We're told that many others on the casting crew felt Jussie was lying, and ultimately that's why producers decided to remove Jussie from the set for the final 2 episodes. Oh, yeah? Really? Okay, so you're trying to save your ass now by telling everybody, oh, no, we all knew. We all knew he was lying from the start, please. The minute this happened, they all had his back immediately. And now they want to come out. Now that it's exposed, I think they're trying to handle the PR by now putting this out, by saying, oh, yeah, we were all disgusted. We all knew it was fake. Yeah, right after. Okay, sure. They were probably all on his side and now look like big, stupid idiots, and they're trying to erase that from history. That's what I think. Another light lie uncovered on the Red Bar Show. There it was. Very light this morning. Breaking news. What is this? Lily Singh comes out as bisexual. Is this true? Lily Singh's? The Indian woman?
Yep.
Look at this. This is very exciting. And we didn't know this before? Oh, it's all coming here. We didn't know this, Jules?
Nope.
Before? This is brand new? Okay. Lily Singh's comes out as bisexual. The Indian, is that true? An Indian bisexual? Man, I've never heard of such a thing. An inspiring tweet. Okay, let's see the tweet. This is it?
Yep.
So she has the words female colored, spelled the UK way, by the way. She's not from the UK, right?
I think she might be from Canada.
Oh, okay. So here's her tweet. Female, check. Colored, check. Bisexual, check.
You're not supposed to say colored anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's really fucked up. But if you spell it the O-U-R way,
then it's allowed.
Then it's okay. Throughout my life, these have proven to be obstacles from time to time. But now I'm fully embracing them as my superpowers. What, did you steal that? You heard Kanye say that about his bipolar disorder? No matter how many boxes you check, I encourage you to do the same. X. Really? I don't think anyone... You're not a colored person. Indians do not have it bad as colored people, okay? They didn't go through the same racism as blacks. They wish. Indians have always been treated just as Indians. Nothing more. Female? Oh, yeah, I'm sure you had a really hard time coming up as a female in America. Yeah. Throughout my life, these have proven to be obstacles. Really? A female Indian woman? That's a big obstacle? There's a billion of them here. They're doing fine. Okay? The only obstacles they have been set up by themselves. So there she is, bisexual. That's great. What does that mean? You just want to fuck any time of the day, no matter who it is? This was really disturbing. We caught James Charles, makeup queen James Charles. He wanted to...
Oh, yeah.
You know, Tana Mangog and her boyfriend. I'm not going to tell the story. Forget it. It's too detailed. None of you know, but none of them know any of these characters. I'm not going to get into that. I always dig myself so much more work than I need to do sometimes.
That's a good one, though.
It's fine. Don't listen to her. None of you will care. That's whenever you see me
true.
X something, and I hate when she does it. I hate when she says, no, tell them. You need to trust me. When I X something mid-sentence, it's because 90% of you will not care, and I know this in my heart, and I'm wasting everyone's time.
You're right. You're
Okay.
100% right.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Any more light news here today? Was there anything good? Oh, this one was good. Here's one that actually feels pretty good. The Lisa Borders. Do you know Lisa Borders? She was the president and owner of Borders Books. She's also the CEO of Time's Up. Remember the Time's Up movement? What is the Time's Up movement? Can I have that water? What is the Time's Up movement known for?
It was they're against sexism in Hollywood.
Really? Against sexism in Hollywood.
Like after all the Me Too's
Yeah.
came out, they wore Time's Up pins at the Oscars last year or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. Lisa Borders looking like Uncle Ben from Uncle Ben's Rice. Shout outs. Just to remember Uncle Ben with that fucking short gray cut? Nobody does that in the black community anymore. Has a short gray hairdo like this, except for her. Hold on, if you don't mind, I gotta take these leaves. I'm pounded today. What did we do last night? Eat a ton of sugar and candy while watching the Oscars? All right. Oh, wow. Oh.
Holy fuck. I have a headache now.
Yeah, me too. We were just eating candy. I got something called, what were those things called?
Mini eggs.
Nope, not mini eggs. Those,
spaghetti.
The spaghetti, what are they called? Haribo sour spaghetti? Show people. Get a link to what this is. People will not believe I ate this yesterday. And the roof of my mouth is all fucked up from eating this sour, it's like Sour Patch Kids. And it's all cut up, man. And I'm just dying in pain. Look at this. Lisa Borders resigned as Time's Up CEO as sexual assault allegations against her son come out. So they must be true if she resigned. The resignation of Lisa Borders as CEO of the Time's Up movement followed sexual misconduct allegations against her son, according to a statement from the Gender Equality Initiative. Uh-oh. Is that like the Umbrella Corp? That's fucking scary. There's a Gender Equality Initiative? Woof. Do they have their own ship? Lisa Borders informed members of Time's Up leadership that the sexual assault allegations had been made up against her son in a private forum. Wow. I thought believe all women. Borders made the decision... Borders, please. It's an MIA song. Borders made the decision to resign within 24 hours, and we agreed that it was the right decision for all parties involved. I never understand this. These people are just so willing to give up their careers as if there's a magic job waiting for them tomorrow. I never understand resigning. You hear this all the time. CEO of Amazon resigns after somebody says he looked at me wrong. Why? Why so quickly? Is he not really resigning? Is that the idea behind these resigns? I just don't understand how they could come to these conclusions within a day. You know? Hey, your son was falsely accused of sexual assault. Oh, that's fine. I'll resign. I'll give up my entire career that I've built from scratch on day one without even thinking about it. That's fine. What are you going to do tomorrow? Don't you have a tremendous amount of bills like everybody to pay? Oh, no, don't worry. I'll figure it out. Huh? That's kind of weird. You hear this all the time. People just resigning. Are they getting giant severance packages for these resignations? It's the only way. I just don't understand why you would do that. I would never resign. That's exactly the opposite of what you're fighting for, isn't it? It's like, if the allegations aren't true, why would you decide to get fired from your own job? It makes no sense. Now, these allegations aren't true, but you know what I'd like to do? Lose all my money and sense of security on top of it. I'll do that on my own accord. That's nuts. These resignments, they really bother me. Look, someone says, nope, they're insanely rich, Mike. Thank you for calling me by my first name. They don't exist. They're just avatars. Wow. She's pretty loaded. How do you guys know about her wealth? You guys know about her? All of you guys know about Lisa Borders? I've never even heard of her. What am I missing that I don't know about Lisa Borders? What shows?
Nothing.
What shows am I missing? But what shows are they seeing that I'm not seeing where they know about Lisa Borders?
I had no idea who she was till this story either.
Lisa Borders. It's, everybody who listens to Red Bar knows her story. That's nuts. I would have never thought. But that's nice. What did her son do? It must have been brutal. So long, Lisa Borders. The Time's Up movement, that really lost steam. I don't hear anything about Time's Up anymore. All right, the Oscars were last night. Again, I opened with my little story about the Oscars there. This was a terrible display. It was hostless, of course, and it went well. You know what? I was watching the first 10 minutes of the Oscars. I go, this is actually better than if Kevin Hart was up there, chipping away at my eardrums with his screeching. Better. Imagine if you had to see that little raisinette Kevin Hart bouncing up and down like a jumping bean with his terrible, terrible humor.
Plus, almost no matter who it is, except for a couple exceptions, you don't need to keep seeing the same
Exactly.
guy
Yeah, I
over
don't want to
and
see the
over.
same guy. So this moved a little bit better. And what did they save? How much did they pay? What did they save? $5 million? They're never going to go host again. It's over. It was a despicable show again. And I'm watching it. You go, we all have to cut ourselves from this cord at the same time. Because if I cut myself from it now, then you feel left out, right? So we all have to do it together. But you had, I guess, the one discrepancy. There wasn't much. It was pretty clean as far as goofy moments go. I was watching, like 2 years ago, it was Trump, 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 Trump. They were losing their minds. This year, my only issues with this is, it was like the Oscars BET version. It was very black. It was overrepresented by blacks to a ridiculous degree in the way which you wish the Black Panther actor, Michael B. Jordan, and all these guys, you know what they should say? If these people were serious, they would say this. They're nominated for Best Picture. The people at Black Panther should say, no, thank you. We do not need a handout. We are okay. We will strive. We will get there by ourselves. But this is ridiculous. Pandering to us. You would think, but no. They eat it up. And it was very black. It was way too black. It was almost like one white person for every 5 blacks that made the stage. And it's like, guys, chill the fuck out. Like, everything's going to be okay. You're panicking. And while you try to pander to black people, the 6 black people that thought the Oscars were racist 2 years ago, you're losing the rest of the country that happens to be majority white, that aren't being represented at all anymore. I mean, they had this moment where Michael Keaton came out, and you could tell it was almost like he was uncomfortable being there. It was like if Michael Keaton came out at the BET Awards. I know I shouldn't be here today, and I'll only waste your time for 2. It was like really creepy. So chill the fuck out with that. Seriously, you're going to lose everybody here with this stuff. There was one moment Spike Lee won his first Oscar, and Trump tweeted this. Let's read Trump's tweet first from this morning. He says this: it'd be nice if Spike Lee could read his notes, or better yet, not have to use his notes at all when doing his racist hit on your president, who has done more for African Americans than almost any other prez. Notice I didn't do a Trump voice. You've heard enough Trump voices. Steven Crowder is going to do a Trump voice. That's disgusting, by the way. When someone breaks into a Trump accent. You know what I am going to start doing? Every time I read the word California, I am going to say, California! Schwarzenegger. I'm bringing him back. People have died down on the Schwarzenegger impressions. I am bringing that one back, but only for the word California. Okay? It's time. He's earned it. All right, let's see. Spike Lee did a racist hit on the president, so should we watch his speech and see what he says? Let's see if it was racist. I don't remember it. I'm pulling it up right now on YouTube TV. Give me a moment. It takes a second here. It's slow.
Make it cooler.
Okay, Keller Keemstar. Is he saying Keller Keemstar or Killer Keemstar? Is his name like Mark Keller? That's just a side note. Okay, while we wait. 2:15:22. 2:15:22. We'll see Spike Lee's. I know Spike Lee gonna kill me, but I'ma finish his speech. Okay, and you got Samuel L. Jackson and this nut Brie Larson, who just this whole Captain Marvel movie. It's not about the movie. It's about her having an opportunity to be a superhero. Give me the trailer for Captain Marvel. Okay, pull that up. We have it? Uh-oh, the stream went down. Okay, alert the chat. Should be back up in seconds here. And then we'll show you the Captain Marvel. So alert the chat, tell them to patiently wait, and remember, we're just going to keep plowing through these little hiccups. I can't believe we're having one, though. I am now viciously mad. And I can't move on until it comes back up. Okay, hopefully it'll pop back up in a second here and we won't have many more. Show is going great. Let's all celebrate. Go fuck yourself. Hillary Clampton took out Mike. Okay, and we have the Captain Marvel trailer. I'll wait till people catch up because I don't want them to miss this. I need their interaction. It's back, they're saying? Let's find out. Yeah, we have a little stream issue here. I'm still seeing bright red. These take longer than they used to now. Seems like forever. 35 seconds. Okay, if it doesn't come back in 10 seconds, we'll take a short little break while it comes back. I just don't want people to miss this stuff. All right. We'll come back right when it comes back.